Hello there, Pete Moriarty here. Apple have run another event with a bunch of new announcements. I have not seen the video yet and I'm going to live react. I've been hiding from the news articles on this. I think they released new iPhones. I have been seeing some ads for like new cases for an iPhone 16, I think they're up to now. Anyway, here we are. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to share what I think is useful in this update from Apple for small business owners. If you're new to the channel, we help small business owners systemize, organize, and scale using Google Workspace and other technology tools. And we've helped literally tens of thousands of business owners all over the world over more than 15 years of serving customers. So it's pretty exciting. I'm going to share with you as much as I can about what I think about Apple's latest updates. Let's take a look. Thanks very much for The Verge for creating this supercut. I am reposting and reacting to their content, and I appreciate you putting this together very much. And of course, we appreciate Apple putting on the event.
Good morning. Let's start with Apple Watch, filling the screen with color second by second. It was designed to complement Series 10's new aluminum finishes, starting with jet black.
Does anyone actually like piano black? That just screams fingerprint magnet to me. Yeah, I don't know about that.
And the Translate app comes to Apple Watch, using machine learning for speech recognition and rapid translation.
So this translation feature I love. I'm currently staying in Vietnam and I use Google Translate every day because most people don't speak very good English here, at least in the smaller cities which I'm in. So having that available on a watch would be great. Personally, I like to have an analog watch. I'm an analog dude. I had an Apple Watch a long time ago and I found that the constant dings would just annoy me. And I could turn off all the notifications, sure, that it would take some time to kind of configure everything. But even then, I didn't like the idea of having something electronic on my wrist. The only time I've been tempted to get myself another Apple Watch is when I saw that you could add a virtual SIM card and effectively have them connected to the internet. So if I wanted to go for a walk or a run or go to the beach, I could have a watch on me that could not only call someone in an emergency or receive calls if one of my friends called me when I was out and about, but I could also make payments if I want to grab a coffee or a juice or something as I come back from the beach. So that feature I like, but otherwise I tend to stay away from the idea of an Apple Watch. Translation, big plus, very cool.
Sleep apnea. To detect sleep apnea, Apple Watch uses the accelerometer to monitor a new metric during sleep called breathing disturbances. You can view your nightly values in the Health app, which can also help you understand the restfulness of your sleep. Every 30 days, Apple Watch will analyze your breathing disturbance data and notify you if it shows consistent signs of moderate to severe sleep apnea. We expect clearance from the FDA and other regulators very soon, with availability in over 150 countries and regions this month.
Okay, so this one's pretty interesting. I think most entrepreneurs have issues sleeping, probably because stress and overwork. Many who are scaling businesses neglect their bodies for many years, and that may end up in the situation where you are not sleeping properly, and not sleeping properly leads to more stress, leads to more weight gain, and then that can turn into sleep apnea. So I like this feature. Useful for business owners? Yes.
This year, Series 10 gets a built-in depth gauge and a water temperature sensor. The Depth app launches automatically when submerged, allowing you to see depth to 6 meters or about 20 feet.
Okay, nothing to do with business owners, but that's dope.
Introducing AirPods 4.
When interacting with Siri, you can simply nod your head yes or shake your head no in response to Siri announcements. With a quick press on the force sensor, you have even more control to play or pause music and to mute or end calls. The charging case has USB-C, and we've made it the smallest, most portable case ever for AirPods, while delivering up to 30 hours of total battery life. We created a second model, inspired by some of the most impactful features of AirPods Pro. We're excited to bring active noise cancellation to this AirPods design for the first time.
So this is pretty cool. I've got a set of AirPods and it took me a long time to get one of these because I preferred using earpods and earphones with better quality sound, to be completely honest. And these don't come in black. If you've been around the channel, you know that black's my uniform, right? So I didn't get these for a long time. But I was going through an airport and for whatever reason decided, okay, it's worth giving these a go because I often move between my computer and my phone on Google Meet. And the Apple continuity mode, which means that the audio will just, kind of travel between the different devices, was a pretty cool sell. Now, does it work perfectly? Not always. If I walk away from my computer and I leave Google Meet running and I'm running out the door and I switch to Google Meet on my phone, sometimes the computer will steal the audio back. So that mode is not always amazing. It's a shame that these don't come in black. There are some Apple Beats models that do come in black, but they don't have all the same features and all the same fancy noise cancellation, whatnot, thingy-me-dig. So this is okay as a product. Now, do I use it as a business owner? Yeah, every single day. Is it worth the 400, 500 Aussie dollars that I paid for it? Yes, absolutely. Because it allows me to have conversations with my team on meetings all day long. And apart from having to charge up a little bit in the afternoon sometimes, I pretty much get all day use out of them. So I love my AirPods, great product. And, if I'm out and about on the road and I'm in a really noisy environment, okay, they might not be good enough for a professional meeting. But if I'm on the phone to one of my business partners, I'm walking along down the beach, as long as it's not too windy, this is a great product to connect to my phone and either make a call on WhatsApp or join a Google Meet meeting.
There's AirPods Max, beautiful new colors in midnight, blue, purple, orange, and starlight, along with USB-C, making AirPods Max even more convenient to charge. AirPods Max are still $549. They can be pre-ordered today and will also be available on September 20th.
Personally, I think AirPods Max are a pretty cool product. I haven't decided to buy any because I've got a pair of Bose earphones that I've had forever that are still going strong. The challenge with all headphones is the audio quality going to be good enough? And that really depends on your environment. If I'm sitting in a small room like this and maybe I've got one other person sitting on the other side of the room and I want to block out outside noises, something like this is great. I mean, any noise cancelling headphones are going to be great. But as soon as your outside environment gets loud, and someone needs to hear what you're saying. If you're sitting at a busy cafe, it doesn't matter if you're using the AirPods Pro, the AirPods Max, your voice has to come from there all the way up and around and into those headphones before it can transmute the signal. Now, many of these headphones, headsets have got some kind of AI, machine learning type magic that's happening to block out those sounds. If you're using Google Meet, it will automatically attempt to block out sounds that are not voice. So if there's a dog barking or construction happening, it'll do its best. But if you've got a really noisy environment like a cafe, it's not necessarily going to do a great job of fully blocking out those sounds. And that's where you might want to move to a dedicated headset that actually has a mouthpiece. Now, we have a large team that work from home in places all over the world, but primarily the Philippines. And many of our team members will have the odd dog or chicken or motorbike outside their house that's going to bring noise into their environment. Now, sometimes Google Meet is going to catch those, but it's not necessarily going to catch everything. And so that's why we recommend to our team to either use a gaming headset or a professional help desk call center headset, which have a dedicated mouthpiece, which just kind of comes down on the side of your cheek. And that will help to isolate the noise that's actually coming from your mouth and block out the sounds that are behind the area of your mouth, which is basically all the other sounds from your environment.
We're adding hearing protection to AirPods Pro on by default across listening modes. We're introducing a clinically validated hearing test with your AirPods Pro and iPhone. It's a simple 5-minute check you can take from the comfort of your own home. After you take a hearing test, your AirPods Pro are transformed into a personalized hearing aid.
Wow, that is cool. All the baby boomers still working in offices. I mean, I don't know if there's many left, but that's pretty cool.
Parts of speech or elements within your environment. We are so excited for these updates coming to AirPods Pro 2. We expect to receive clearance from the FDA and other regulators soon, with availability of the hearing test and hearing aid features this fall in over 100 countries and regions, including the US, Germany, and Japan. These features will be available in a software update coming to AirPods Pro 2 and iOS 18.
Cochlear are shaking in their boots. Wow. Impressive, Apple. Nice move. Nice move.
Talk about iPhone.
New rich colors, ultramarine, teal, and pink.
What the hell is with that pink? That is very pink.
They create a bold new palette. Up to 2,000 nits when you're in a sunny environment and down to 1 nit in the dark. iPhone 16 now has the customizable action button, allowing you to perform a variety of functions with just a press.
Well, this is interesting, but first off, I want to cover the nits and the screen. What that makes me think of is when I'm outside and I'm using my phone. If I'm in the car, I'll have maps going. Sometimes I'll have a meeting going with my team at the same time if I'm doing a long drive and traveling. Often my phone will reduce the brightness of my screen because of heat. It just happens. Now, I do use a case, and that causes some of the heat to be trapped in there. But, it's a bit annoying to be trying to use my phone in the daytime and have the screen down half the time. Now, I tend to hang out in hot climates. If you're somewhere that's cold during the year or during the season that you're in right now, you're probably going to get away with it. But when I see the screen is X number of nits bright, I just kind of think, yeah, but it's probably still going to go down a step when I start using it because I'm a power user.
iPhone 16 now has the customizable action button, allowing you to perform a variety of functions with just a press.
Okay, they added a button. Cool. What would you use the button for? I mean, I'd use it for ChatGPT maybe. That would be useful. Apple probably want me to use it for their Apple Intelligence, but I don't know if that's landed even on my software yet. I assume they would give me a pop-up. I haven't seen a pop-up yet. So still waiting, but yeah, that button might be useful. I'll let you know what I use it for.
So we're bringing our latest breakthroughs and jumping 2 generations ahead from A16 Bionic in iPhone 15 to A18, our brand new chip.
The A18, it's much better than the 16.
Private cloud compute. Private cloud compute maintains the privacy and security of your iPhone while giving you access to generative models much larger than what fits in your pocket today. Your data is never stored or shared with Apple. It's used only to fulfill your requests. And in a first for the industry, independent experts can continuously verify this privacy promise, starting with writing tools.
I don't necessarily think that Apple are the best privacy company in the world, but my God, they're the best marketers in the world. They really know how to communicate things clearly and simply. I love what they're doing here. They do have fantastic privacy principles. I don't think they necessarily stand over and above every other business in the market. If you're really, really focused on privacy, you're probably going to be putting your email and your files and your documents on Proton because they've now built out a whole suite of file storage and management tools for someone, maybe not to run a business, but at least to manage your personal space. I'm glad that they're taking this privacy first approach. I mean, I do like that when I sign up for an app in my phone and I use my Apple ID, I can give it a dummy email address if I want, that Apple provides basically a small level of protection from sharing my information from an app online.
We're deeply integrating them into iOS, making them accessible virtually everywhere you type. So you'll be able to rewrite hastily written notes into a polished dinner party invite. And you'll be able to create new emoji simply by typing a description, giving you the perfect response for your group thread.
Wow. Okay, so that's pretty dope. I mean, that's cool on a consumer standpoint. I don't know how that would work for business, but if you happen to be using an iPhone like I do every day, I find that often I'm typing into my keyboard using Siri and I'm dictating in there. And when I'm dictating, basically it's faster than typing, but typos show up like all over the place. And my team have just kind of got used to some weird words coming to them on chat messages because I'm dictating and I don't always bother proofreading it. But the ability to dictate, write a bunch of text, and then say, hey, Apple AI, clean it up for me, make it not gobbledygook and fix up all the weird words. Or maybe there would even be like just, with a swipe, it would happen automatically, like with Grammarly app that I use on my computer.
It'll be easy to quickly survey your inbox. Instead of seeing the first couple lines of your emails, you'll see summaries that convey the most useful information. Your notifications will be summarized too.
Okay, this I love. And I already did this via a hack inside my Google Chat. I basically set ChatGPT to read my emails and then send me a summary. They're basically going to do this for you. Apple's going to do this for you. They're going to give you a summary. I love that.
Helping you quickly get the gist.
Wow. Notification summarized. I mean, I wish it could do that across languages. Right now in Vietnam, I'm getting notifications from Shopee in Vietnamese. I've got no idea what they say.
And priority notifications will be placed at the top of your stack, so you won't miss a last-minute invitation. And Siri will gain on-screen awareness.
On-screen awareness. It sounds like the AI will gain awareness. Okay, that's a bit scary.
So when your friend texts you about a new album, you'll be able to simply say, Play that.
That's cool. That's cool. Just play that song. Okay, that's cool.
And it will be able to take hundreds of new actions in your apps, like updating a friend's contact card with his new address, or adding a set of photos to a specific album. You'll be able to simply say, "Send Erica the photos from Saturday's barbecue," and Siri will dig up the photos and send them right off. Apple Intelligence will be available as a free software update. The first set of features will be available in beta next month. Visual intelligence is just a click away with iPhone 16's new camera control.
I think there's an important lesson here for product. The thing that Apple does really well is once you're in their ecosystem, they just keep giving you gift after gift after gift to give you more love, more access, more cool stuff. Yeah, every now and again in the past, you had to pay to upgrade to the latest operating system, but I think they're all free now as well. But effectively, you get to just use all of their updated advancements in their operating system for free. And that's cool. Now, what can we learn from that as business owners? What can we learn from that as entrepreneurs? Well, is there a way that we can get a customer into our ecosystem and then give them more and more love as we improve things? Now, software as a service businesses do this, but usually at some point they start building features only into the pro plans. And then the most basic plans basically get stuck with the most basic of features. It's kind of like Google Workspace Starter only has the most basic features. And I haven't seen a feature added to it until they just announced last week that they're going to add shared drives to the starter plan. Shock. So I like this with Apple. I think there's something to be inspired by and learn from here as business owners.
Point your iPhone. With just a click, boom, your iPhone instantly pulls up restaurant hours, ratings, and quick options.
Okay, that was done years ago by Google with Lens. So I'm not that impressed by that.
You click, it launches the camera. And once in the camera, you don't need to adjust your grip to take a photo. Just click again. The camera control can distinguish between a full click and a lighter press. While you click to take a photo, a lighter press reveals an all-new, clean preview that dissolves other UI elements, helping you focus on framing the shot. By sliding your finger on the camera control, you can adjust controls like zoom.
If you're a business owner, I'm curious how you're creating your content. Are you using your phone or are you using dedicated cameras and other things? Honestly, through most of my travel, I use my phone. It doesn't do all that well in low light and it doesn't do that well for a day-to-day webcam. And so I have a dedicated webcam that I happen to be recording this video on. But for the most part, I'm creating all my content on my phone and it gets me by. I think nowadays these cameras and the software attached to the cameras is so good, it would really be silly to try and use an alternative. But hey, some people love a DSLR. On the weekend, I take my nice camera out and I shoot nice photos with my friends. But for my day-to-day, the phone does everything I need. There you go, latest updates from Apple. Thank you very much. Was there much exciting there for business owners? I don't know. There was a bit. I think these devices are pretty cool. I think the ecosystem of Apple is wonderful. Personally, I prefer Chrome OS for my daily driver. However, because I'm doing a lot of production on the road, I have to lug around a MacBook Pro with me. But thanks very much for joining. If you want more of this, sub, and I will see you in the next one.